Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Stop snitching part 4. How much are y'all agreeing or disagreeing with me so far with part 1, part 2, and part 3? Are y'all with me? Do y'all disagree? Are y'all not with me? Civil duty. Civil. Keyword civil. We got to use some of this stuff literal at times, folks. It's how some of these terminologies were created. Civil. What is it to be civil? For example, be civil to your neighbor, right? Maybe you don't know them. Maybe you don't care about your neighbors. Maybe you don't speak to them. You know, you just happen to live on that block. Come outside, they outside grabbing their newspaper. You're grabbing your newspaper at the same time. You be civil by saying, hey, good morning. Hey, good afternoon. Hey, enjoy your weekend. That's like an example of just being civil. It's a word that we can apply to keep what we deem norms within society as it abides to law and general conduct that is expected in a country like America. General behavior. Now add on the word duty. Civil duty. Civil duty implies that if you live a civil life, you have certain duties that you should uphold. I say the word should because there's no laws that say if I seen a crime and I didn't call 1-800-Crime Stoppers that I am now guilty of breaking some type of law. No. So it implies that it is your duty to be civil by doing these type of things. Okay, let's talk about some examples of civil duty as it applies expected to the terminology. Let's go with Dahmer's neighbor. That's a recent one, right? We was all recently just watching that series, that wild ass series. You got his neighbor who's hearing people screaming, who's smelling these nasty smells through the vents, that's seeing some of the people that he abducted at the time half get away, like some of these little boys and kids, and see him out on the street. And then she's calling the police. She's saying, I'm hearing this. I'm seeing this. This kid is outside. He's half naked. Came from Dahmer's apartment. What is going on? She is performing civil duty. I'll give you another one. How about the whole neighborhood that points a finger at a rapist, right? Now, if you're a street nigga and you live by street code, and you point out to the authorities a rapist, then that's snitching, even though we don't fuck with, once again, like we said in part 1, the moment that you start trying to create variables or gray area, you're fucking up. It's got to be black or white. Define what a snitch is, define how you snitch, and stick to it. The moment you create all these variables, you're bending the rules, and then you got all these people come along, and then they're justified when they say the streets are a myth. Because when y'all are in trouble, y'all are going to talk about all these little small variables as to why it could have been snitching, but it's not because of this little factor over here. No, get out the gray area, cut that shit out. Stop trying to bend the rules to your own benefit. We can use the 1-800-Crime Stoppers type of example or whatever. People that call those numbers, like let's say America's Most Wanted comes on. Let's say I live in New York. I'm watching America's Most Wanted, and it says this serial killer that lived in Virginia is on the run. We think he left the state, and then they show his face. And here I am in New York, and I see him, and I'm like, yo, I just seen that guy at my supermarket. And then I call 1-800-Crime Stoppers or 1-800-TIPS or 1-800-FBI, whatever these numbers are. And I tell them like, yo, I seen FBI's Most Wanted last night on TV. And there's a guy that was there, you know, on the run from murders in Virginia. And I see him once in a while at my local supermarket. And I say, all right, what's the area? What's the zip code? What's the street? Boom, 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 boom. And they may come and investigate. They may come and ask for camera footage and look across that last week and try to find them and see if they could spot what car he got in. And then maybe got a license plate, then take the license plate, you know, find the registered house to that. If it's not registered to you, then you go get that person. Then you have him possibly drop a dime on the person that's on the run. That's how it's simple shit that they bring together to track the shit down that started with your phone call. I think I seen him at a supermarket. Okay, then all this shit starts to come together. And next thing you know, the motherfucker's in cuffs. All right. But that's not snitching if Little Miss Gladys, that's a civilian, is watching the FBI's most wanted, kicking back, having a glass of wine on Thursday night and sees some shit and makes that phone call. That's not snitching. She believes that she is performing civil duty. And the reason why I think that that's separate from the civilian example that I gave with academics is because I don't think that academics does what he does from the mind state of civil duty. I don't think that he's trying or purposefully trying to get people locked up or in trouble or trying to further amplify these situations for the authorities. I don't think he's purposefully doing that, whether that happens indirectly or not. I don't think that's his intention. That's why I separated the civilian video in our last joint from here just being civil duty. That old man that's always looking out of his window that feels like, yo, I don't think that these kids should be on the corner doing that. He's performing a civil duty. Dahmer's neighbor is not a snitch. Little Miss Gladys that called 1-800-FBI is not a snitch. Civil duty that these people feel that they are conducting. Okay, let's keep it moving.